Hey guys, I'm a tad under the weather, so apologize if my voice sounds like it. But we obviously need to have a discussion that everyone else has also been having ever since Mouz was eliminated from Blast Rotterdam. Uh, and it's that going into the upcoming major contention, major season, yada, yada, yada. Vitality really have no rivals. There is no one who can even come close to touching them or even pushing them in what will, again, hopefully be, I'm pretty sure, a best of five final. It would take one hell of an upset to even get someone to knock them out before the finals, but they just seem very similar to last spring, untouchable. And even if we just quickly go down the list of we can just go by VRS for more ranking dependent stuff. For Europe, the top 10 in Europe outside of Vitality obviously being number one. The best contender, in my opinion, as well as the opinions of many other people right now, being Na'Vi, who on a really good day when MongolZ is really firing on all cylinders, I think they can be quite a good challenger, but I don't see them taking it over Vitality. Wonderful really has shown a uptick in form, but I think ZywOo can just strike him down whenever he feels fit. And the rest of the team, EAM is rather feast or famine. Going on to that, the number 3 team in Europe right now is actually Perivision, having overtaken Mouz. And I think, this team is young, dark horse upset material, but they are nowhere near the level of Vitality. Obviously, they have James, so they have a ton of experience in a major winning IGL at the op and head of the team. So they have that sort of backing them up, and if they can find a way to benefit or play off that inexperience that they have just to sort of frag out free of tension, they could possibly push them, but I just don't see it happening. Mouz are Mouz, and they honestly should get their own dedicated video, but at the end of the day, I think many of us have felt this way about Mouz for a while now, is that they absolutely need a roster change, be that Brolin taking a step back and a new IGL voice coming in, or personally, I think Exertion has needed a change for a while to potentially find someone who could get more out of him, or for him to even go on his own solo adventure and find out what he's really made of. Here this is a complete nonsensical shout right here, by the way. If Navi weren't doing so well, and I speculated it in my Foot video as well, Foot seems like a team primed for people that are going to be plucked, plotted, and taken to other teams in the top 5, top 3, have their core bought out, whatever it looks like. I think it would actually be rather fun if Lonix went to Mouz in place of Exertion. I think he could do a great job. That's not an immediate solution or a now thing. That's just something fun I've been thinking about. But then after that, number 5, we have Aurora. Aurora, who, come on, they just have terrible T-sides. Major has had a bit of an uptick in form recently, and it's been helpful, but Zontaris has actually had a really rough year so far, and we need a bit more out of him. Soulfly has actually been fantastic for this being his first true stretch at this level of play. Like, he's actually doing a phenomenal job, and he should be very proud of himself. Everyone else is doing pretty bog standard. Walks rather feast or famine. Wacadia gives up a lot of bad deaths, but has a lot of output. Falcons also just somehow feel lost in this, having fallen to number 6 in the EU EU VRS. This team, ever since it was assembled, everyone feels like it should be doing more. They could be doing more. They shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever you want to say. And it's just a tad ridiculous that they are still just this weird floundering thing, and they're doing interesting things behind the scenes. This is probably entirely baseless to have an impact on the team. What do I know, right? But they're ego peaking a lot, and I think the reason Zonic has told them to cut back on the face it is because they're used to playing individuals where the skill gap between them and their opponent is significantly larger than when they're trying to punch up above their weight, because they're not the best team in the world. They're not even the top 5 best team in the world right now by this form of ranking. The ranking is not God, but they need to play a bit more underdogish, scrappy, up like they have something to lose instead of all these over peaks and ego peaks. You go to Spirit need more time, and I get that people are going to be like, oh, they're this, they're that, they're the other thing. Donk has made it expressly clear that Spirit is his home. It is his Vitality to ZywOo's, it's his Vitality, just like ZywOo stayed with Vitality since like 2018. He's here to stay, and this is his team, and he's already won a major with them. He's won a major, Cologne, a Katowice. He's done all that he needs to do to like get his big three trophies. He just needs a Grand Slam and a couple more majors probably to satisfy his ego and become one of the all-time greats. But I think Magic's needs more time, and if anyone who has been around since Apex transitioned into IGLing knows that he did not look good right away and did not look good for some time. And I still stand by the decision that creating a new IGL versus going out and buying an existing one is still the right choice for Spirit going forward. And Magix is someone who has a ton of experience for his age, and I still think is the right choice to make it, as well as Donk seemingly does believe in him. So I think Spirit do need more time. And it's thankfully, with Donk not looking for the door, they should have it. After that, we have Astralis, who I am very, very up on. I think they actually look pretty fantastic. Again, all these teams I've listed, by the way, including Astralis now, none of them can hold a fly to or hold a candle to Vitality. None of them can even come close to touching Vitality. You know, Hooksy, Fuzi, Yabi, Stare, Ryu, on a good day, they're definitely punching up there with like Na'Vi and Perivision, but they're not going to take 3 maps off of Vitality in a major final, let alone 2 in a semifinal, which it's interesting to even consider that. Then you go down to Foot, who Foot, I think, you know, they have not a snowball's chance in hell of making even top 4 at the major, but I think they'll definitely make top 8. They have shown a great deal of scrappiness and ability to overcome their seemingly initial, I wouldn't even say they got labeled with a choking problem, but they struggled to close the deal and get into playoffs, and they finally did, and hopefully this is their watershed moment of continually qualifying to deeper portions of events, and we will see them in the major do rather well and hopefully make top 8, but I imagine they would go out of quarters. G2, we have yet to see them really since their addition of Nerds in place of Malps, so they need to get rejigged. But there have been criticisms levied at Hunter with his calling. I know that I've definitely noticed some, how shall you say, indecision in his personal and macro decision making when it comes to the heat of the moment, down at the end of the wire things. Their last game that I watched, I cannot remember it for the life of me because I'm ill, but they were on Dust 2. They were going to take it to overtime. They had the site advantage. And between getting into position to put down delay util and getting into position, Hunter looks at where they're coming on Cat, pulls out his smoke, decides not to throw it, runs forward, runs back, gets behind cover, gets mollied and naded out and dies without putting down any delay util, which then causes Sun Pius, who's holding long doors, to have to give up that position a second sooner because uncertainty has now entered his mind, to then try and help cover site, which allows them to then get backstabbed, costing them the potential overtime, costing them playoffs. And I think that was actually against Foot, if memory does serve. But again, I have a fever of like 102 degrees right now. I apologize. And, you know, no one from Europe can really crack them. And let's not even joke about America's. I love NA. Furia. If Furia somehow managed to pull it together, if they can find that form that they were showing us at the end of last year, on a good day, I think Furia could take it to them. I think if we're really going by like sheer gut, I think Na'Vi and Furia are our best bets, with the best bet being Furia, with Molodoi life gaming against them. That really, you really need both K-Serato, Yukinder, and Yuri, all 3 of them to be on, with Molodoi life gaming. Beyond that, you know, 9Z are actually, funnily enough, after their recent performances in Rotterdam, up here now. I don't think Legacy can really do it, but that would be very, very funny to have them somehow upset Vitality again, just like in Austin. That would be very, very funny. But number 5, NRG. You know, NRG actually I think will look a lot better as they continue to contend and as they actually have their upcoming boot camp with Grim, whom they only had 1 day of practice with before this event. There was obviously cracks in their game that we all saw when we watched them play recently, but I think that with more time with Grim, they will actually be able to punch a bit more above their weight. Beyond that, I don't really see anything in Americas that really has a chance. Then obviously over in Asia, the only team that could really do it is the Mongols, as they were their Austin Finals opponent. And Corvuzera has actually looked fantastic during his times thus far. And it's more just a matter of the rest of the team continuing to put at the levels we expect of them. And recently, you know, Techno and Blitz, those are your kind of barometers for me for the Mongols on whether or not they're going to be able to compete at the highest level. When, you know, Techno is their floor. He is their support player, but also capable. I mean, he won their MVP when they won EWC or 2 years ago. If that was last year, I can't remember. I think it was last year. Like I said. But Techno and Blitz are their kind of barometers because Blitz is a true fragging IGL. Like he's a 1.05 fragging IGL in my book. And Techno, when he is on fire, it frees up so much space for everyone else. And 910, when he's on his game, we all saw him dominate this Vitality in map 1 at Austin. He can do it. So it's a matter of Techno and Blitz stepping it up and Cobra Zero maintaining at least a decent level of what he has shown us. And I think MongolZ could do it. So out of every single team that we have in not in North America, goodness gracious, in World Counterstrike right now, there are only 2 who can really hold a candle to Vitality. And even then, those 2 require certain conditionals to really step up. And even then, I still don't see them doing it in a best of 5. A best of 3, maybe, but a best of 5, I just don't see it happening. And I know I'm not the only one who believes this. I know a lot of the community's also been not up in arms, but the sentiment has been spreading more and more and more that Vitality, the gap between them and everyone else is somehow widening. And even back in, what was that last event that just took place? Yeah, Pro League. Vitality didn't even attend Pro League and somehow felt like they won because everyone else was just so not bad, but bad. So it comes down to this really strange gap in the field where no team truly feels complete, and there's no real way that I feel like I don't have this perfect splice of these 2 teams that you could mix together in order to make a real Vitality contender. I feel like, honestly, just for the sake of the video and the fun of it, if I had to just spitball something, it would obviously have to be a European mix. I feel like maybe Frozen to Na'Vi could do it in place of Ema, but maybe that tension between Ema and Alexi B is part of what drives them forward as a good team. Maybe if they were too comfortable together as a calling duo, it wouldn't work. I feel like someone needs to scoop up Heavy God. You could just say fuck it and make the Israeli national team and drop Jimmy, pick up Heavy God, and then pick up a better IGL, and maybe Mouz could then do it. But it feels like it's really lacking across the board, and I don't know what we need. I don't know what crazy move. I don't know what move I could wake up tomorrow and read on HLTV X to X team and go, damn, Vitality's in trouble. Dang, they need to be wary. I can't think of one. And that's a truly scary thought in and of itself. I don't know about you guys, but I can't think of one. If you can think of one, tell me down below. I'd like to talk about it. I'd like to really hash it out and just discuss it with people, because it's a fascinating time that we have now of where it's almost a self-assured dominance where no one can even touch them. But let me know what you guys think. What move do you think could be made that could bring a team or teams into contention to be able to even challenge Vitality on a consistent basis and not just get dog walked by them? I have been CJ. Have a great rest of your day.